With all the great figures we've been getting of late, I thought I'd take a look back at a figure that has soured on me over a bit. That being War for Cybertron Siege Megatron. Don't get me wrong, he's still a great figure, but something about it has really soured on me over the time. Starting off in tank mode, and Megatron here turns into one of the tank modes I hate for Transformers. That being an H-tank. Don't get me wrong, it is a nice tank, but I don't like it for a Transformer, as it's actually one of the laziest ways to engineer a figure. All you gotta do is squish him down, put his legs one side and his wherever, I'd say arms, but those are on top. And you just gotta basically squish him down to a little tank form. Like, it's nice, it's a nice tank design, but like, I find it lazy. I don't really know how to explain this, but just the way that you engineer Transformers with all these moving pieces. Megatron here has like a couple moving pieces, but it's fine. It's a nice tank, and at the end of the day, you're not gonna display him in tank mode all that often, are ya? And I suppose this is one of the few times I get to talk about articulation in a vehicle form. Because Megatron's a tank, he does have articulation. That being a swiveling turret. I can't really look up and down because of the sword, but if you unpeg the sword and move it up, it kind of works. But I will give it this, it does look good when you take some photos within other figures. I just can't be mad at things that look good. So here's some pictures that I had to take. The transformation on Megatron is a little basic. You're basically just unfolding him, and that's my main issue with H-tank designs. All it is unfolding the figure out of the tank mode. Technically that's all what Transformers are, but this here just feels lazy. It's fun if you're just not concentrating on it and just messing with it. But for a proper transformation, I'd rather it be a little complex, but it's fine. But here we are in robot mode, and this is the part that I was waiting for. This is my favorite part about this figure, but it's also one of my hated. I'm lucky. I got the anime accurate deco to make him look more like Megatron, but the actual Siege version still looks like Megatron, just a lot duller, I'd say. But I love him in this deco. I love the cell shaded on him and everything. But like, it doesn't look like G1 Megatron. That's mostly just because gun laws is not allowed to be a gun, so we can't have the turret at the back. But if you use the thing from Soundwave, put that on there, you get you do get the little gun barrel thing. But in my opinion, if they were gonna do a Megatron, I'd rather them do a jet than a tank, because I reckon you can get a lot more good looking things out of a jet Megatron than you can a tank Megatron. But it's fine. I do like the tank Megatron. He's one of my favorites. Now, the articulation on Megatron is basic, I want to say. Like, his head can only look left and right. You're not getting any up in it unless you use the transformation hinge. But that looks ugly. But you can get some down with the transformation hinge, but I don't know, it makes him look squat. His arms only pull a 90 up. They only have a 90 at the elbow. They do have a elbow swivel. I wouldn't call that bicep. That's more of an elbow. His hands fold in. He has a waist swivel, which I'm happy for. A lot of Megatrons, normally when they do them, they don't give them the waist swivel, so I like having waist swivel on my Megatron. His legs are completely unimpeded in every direction. He's got a thigh swivel, and now these feet. This is an issue on all the Megatrons I've seen, but they don't like tabbing in once you untab him. And like, it makes him so he's really unstable when you try and pose him. And one of my issues I found is if you try and sit him flat down, he's gonna fall backwards unless you bend him forward. I don't know if that's an issue on every Siege Megatron, but it's one that I've noticed on my figure. Articulation isn't the only thing Megatron has, as he does have two accessories, one of them being on his arm, that being the fusion cannon. And you can't have Megatron without the fusion cannon, so it makes a lot of sense why he got it. But then he also comes with this sword gun thing. Now, this is primarily for the tank mode, for being a gun, but in robot mode it's a sword, and it hasn't got any weapon storage. Like, sure, there's 5mm ports on every part of his body, but there's no designated spot for it to go, and if you try and sit it on the back, he's just gonna fall over no matter what you do. So what I have worked out is if you open up his back treads a bit, you can slot the sword in there. Now, it's not a stable connection, but it's one that at least stores the weapon, and it does give him a unique look. You can get some great poses when you put all of them together. You can get some amazing pictures and stuff. I just had to take some. This has been the review for the 35th anniversary Siege War for Cybertron Megatron. Tell me if this mold has soured on you like it has me. It's a great figure, but there's just things about it that I don't like that much anymore. So tell me if it's happened to you as well. Thanks for watching.